here, I wanted to kind of touch on something, kind of get your thoughts on this. Does the University of Michigan have an accountability issue? Is an accountability issue starting to show itself? And what I mean by that is that you look at the court. First of all, problems happen at different at programs all across the country, right? Players make mistakes, staff, coaches in their personal lives get into problems, make mistakes, whatever that you have to deal with. But you have noticed a recent trend uh, with Michigan where, look, your team captain, Mazzi Smith, had a legal situation with that involved a firearm that seemingly was being swept under the rug or, wasn't handled anywhere near the time frame in which it transpired. Um, you have now your Donovan Edwards, one of your most important players, tweeted something that was seen as anti-Semitic. That's out there. That's not my opinion. That's been out there. And some people may not have felt like he was um, he did not he wasn't held accountable like he should have been, right? Not to take away the young man's career, but did he really learn his lesson? And then now, your co-offensive coordinator has a legal situation that he's dealing with as well. And I think the problem, especially here locally, Mark, is that there's this term called the blue wall, in which Michigan controls the narrative and the news, and they're not really held accountable for when they do things wrong, but they're quick to point the finger at other people about the morality things they do wrong, such as Ohio State, for example, at times, right? Um, and real quickly, I think problems like this unfortunately happen everywhere. I do believe at times Michigan takes the high morality type of look on things, and I think it can be perceived by others as hypocritical when these things come out because it does not seem like they hold themselves accountable as much as they hold others. I know that's a lot to digest very quickly, but just kind of.
Yeah, so I don't know this to be true, but this is just one way to look at it is that when a football program, and usually that means one particular head coach because they built the program and they're uh, at the top of the line and they are the most prominent person and the person that everyone knows and the figurehead and the person that uh, is the most famous in the program. That's just the way college athletics works. Is the head coaches run the sport. They are the most popular. They're the ones that stick around more so than in the pros where the players, have 10 and 12-year careers and stick around. Obviously, these players are driving by for a year or two or three. So the coaches are the stars of the game. That, and Jim Harbaugh is as much of one as anybody in college football, that when someone has that much power, popularity, and success, that there are less people out there that are willing to hold them accountable. There are less people willing to be the person to stand up and say that not everything's perfect and things could be run better, done better. We're handling all these other aspects of the program great, but we're kind of starting to think maybe we're above, you know, certain guidelines or certain rules and regulations, and that's not a great thing. I think it's just human nature that there are less people that are apt to blow the whistle against someone who um, is as popular and as powerful and as successful, rather than our head coach is 7-5 and we're doing a lot of things that we shouldn't be. So there would be more people. More, it's more likely that more people are apt to stand up and call that to question under those circumstances. That's
Yeah.
just a thought. I don't know that that's going on. I don't know if that's a
No.
thing.